With today's class, girls, let's begin with our practice and the next Friday's video. Talking about adverbs, talking about, well, we need to finish part 2 of adverbs, but of course, first I want to see your new video. Okay, this is a very interesting video that we need to start checking out. The name is Traffic and Commute, and I want to know if you know the word commute. Have you ever heard of this word in the past?
No, I didn't hear.
You haven't.
I haven't, sorry.
Interesting. What about Carlita? What about Mitch? Do you know this word?
Me neither, teacher. Sorry.
Interesting. Okay. And Carlita? Probably Carlita has no audio. Not from my side. Okay. Okay, no problem. Well, the word commute, very interesting word, very, very useful for the video. So you can get a little bit of context. Okay. Let's talk about the word. Pronunciation, help me, Elsie.
Commute.
Mhm.
To travel regularly by bus.
Uh-oh, again, how?
Regularly.
Okay, don't ignore the L.
Regularly.
Aha, again, regularly.
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 Correct, one more time.
To travel regularly by bus, train, car, etc. between your place of work and your home.
Correct.
She commutes from Oxford to London every day. She commutes from Sunset Park to Manhattan each morning.
What do you understand?
For me, similar to transport, to move
Exactly.
from one place to other.
Only that the word transport and move don't represent this word in English. This is very interesting because the word commute doesn't exist in Spanish. In English, yes. In Spanish, we say mover. In Spanish, we say transportarnos o ir a, but we don't have a direct translation for the word commute. This is a very specific word to talk about your transportation from home to work. So you see, the reason there is traffic on Monday is because everybody commutes. Parentheses, everybody goes to work.
Is it only for work to home and work? No, and home to work. Only that use.
Only that use.
Okay.
If you're talking about using your car to go to the mall, that's not commute. So hashtag English.
Okay, thank you.
According to this, is B1, but yes, it's not that common to translate. Commute is the word. Now, the word commute, right, is used a lot in this video because we are talking about the way some cities and some streets are built in other countries. Here, we're going to talk about an experimental street and an experimental neighborhood that has been using removing some commute signs in some commute sections. And it has been very interesting for the population. This is going to be the video that I want you to study for next Friday. And this is your vocabulary. Let's talk about it. Let me send it to you. Next Friday's practice and your vocabulary. Let me make it blacker because some figures are blocking. What slide is this? 179. Yes, let me make it blacker and more readable. That seems like it. There we go. Read the words that you don't recognize. Check some words and explore them because this is the practice for next Friday. Got it?
Yes.
Cool. So let's talk about this topic and let's organize some words that I want to get with you. Last week, we talked about words that look very similar, like adverbs and adjectives. And today I want to talk about this specific confusion among adverbs. Where is it? Position is not important. Here we go. Let's continue talking about adverbs and the application of them. We're going to talk about position of adverbs. So what's the correct position of them? Emphasizers. What is the correct construction of words? And of course, exceptions. Okay. First, let's try with some vocabulary. Have you ever heard the word inwards, upwards, downwards, etc.?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
No, I was thinking in downstream, downstream.
Downstream. Ah, that exists too.
And
Yes,
I
of course.
never got better.
Yes, you don't know, like you know the word, but you have no idea what is it. Oh, because you use it at work, right? The word downstream and upstream.
No, not really. Not really. I heard in the university because I was studying biotechnology engineer, and they use a lot of this word downstream.
Oh.
Mhm.
It is used, yes, in the same context because it is like the process of which like a project or a product is produced. So you have the downstream of the product is all the packaging of the product, the distribution, and something like that. And upstream, or probably it's the contrary. That's business English. You know, upstream is, according to me, no, the opposite is getting the raw material transformed into a product, and then the product sent to the downstream. You know,
Okay.
and this is manufacturing vocabulary. This is in a specific way. Probably, I don't know if that was the same in the university.
I don't think so because they talk about proteins and things like that.
Okay, yeah, like the what's the name of the body process when nutrients,
Metabolism.
when metabolism decomposes different
Mhm.
nutrients. That's very similar. That's very similar to, because it's like the body is like a small factory.
Yes, yes.
So the vocabulary is the same.
Many years pass and I get it.
Exact. Finally.
Finally.
Yeah. That's the correct application of that word. I just discovered that word, to be honest. Yeah, I was making a translation service for a manufacturing company, and I couldn't find the meaning of upstream and downstream in any of my books. And then they told me, this is vocabulary that we use here. So not long ago, I discovered it like 4 or 5 months ago. Very technical words. But anyway, the word upstream, downstream probably are very similar to the word that we are looking here, because they are talking about the direction in which some objects go. Then we are talking about where some verbs are done. Today we are going to study the question where, when you're talking about adverbs. Okay, so you know that we have this, no? We have adverbs formed from adjectives ending in "ly", no? We already know this information. Is an adjective plus "ly", except other words or other adverbs that exist too. As an example, we have words, we have wise, and they are suffixes. Are you familiar with the word suffixes? Suffix,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
The ending syllable of a word.
Mhm.
So here you have words, and wise are words that are used to talk about direction, the direction in which something moves. As an example, we have inwards. Inwards is in the direction of the interior. What happens when you see, for example, or an example with inwards would be the movement of a turtle. When you have a little animal, a turtle, the head will go inwards to protect herself. The head of a turtle will go inwards to protect itself. Do you understand inwards? The head of a turtle will go inwards to protect itself.
Do you have another example?
Another example. Let's talk about another thing that can go inwards.
Maybe a baby kangaroo
Okay.
was to the I don't know how to say the bag of the belly of the mom
Yes,
or no.
it has a specific name. It's an animal. The wound, I think. I think the name is wound. How is the mama kangaroo's belly? Oh, pouch.
Hmm.
The word is pouch.
Okay.
It was not similar to one. Stomach pouch
Okay.
or marsupium. But pouch, you can informally you can say pouch. So say it again. Complete.
Okay. Maybe the word. Uh, uh, oh, I don't remember the word.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Inwards.
inwards. It's when a baby kangaroo it's in the pouch of her mommy,
Yes. Yes,
or
correct,
only
correct.
applies. Okay.
It's different. It's different to say in, and let's make a contrast. There are some words that can get confused in this case. Remember that the adverb describes a verb. So you have,
Mm.
it's easy to confuse connectors, which are, sorry, prepositions of location and movement versus adverbs of movement. So when we're talking about connectors, we are talking about family that is yellow. And this is important because you said the baby kangaroo goes in or is,
Into.
the verb to be in or into. When you say goes into is a preposition.
Mm-hmm.
Be into or be in, only in, is a preposition. You need to talk about an adverb of movement when you have a verb of action. For example, to go inwards in the direction of the interior. This is because, for example,
Okay.
in this moment, the kangaroo is, let's say, crawling. Do you know what is crawling?
Uh, no.
Crawl. This is to crawl.
Okay.
The kangaroo is crawling inwards. And it's not necessary to speak about the womb, the pouch.
Okay. Okay.
So is in something, goes into something, and go inwards has no necessity of the something. Is go inwards, period. Move inwards, period. Uh, crawl inwards. You see?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
That's why I was talking about the baby turtle. Because if you talk about, for example, you have a turtle that does, perfect. Look at What would be a good example? This one, but with no audio. Look at his head. The head is going inwards. And it's not necessary to say the body because the body is implicit. This is not a connector. This is where the head is going. Right? Comprehension or no comprehension?
Yes.
In this context, if you understand inwards, you will understand eastwards, eastwards, southwards, westwards, and northwards. What's the meaning of this?
In direction to east, south.
West and north. Correct. If you are driving eastwards, drive eastwards, turn eastwards. Only go eastwards. Whether when you use a connector, you're going to use a connector to. Connector for destination to drive to the east, turn to the east, go to the east. Does it make sense? Take your notes. Upwards, downwards. An elevator goes upwards. An elevator goes downwards. An elevator goes up. An elevator goes down. The word up and down are not connectors. These are descriptions and directions for the adverbs. When something moves clockwise means in the direction in which clock what's the name of this? Clock hands, in the direction in which clock hands move. In what directions do clock hands move?
To the right.
To the right. That's correct. So it's a different, is similar to say to the right, to the person in my right, similar to say clockwise. Let's take turn clockwise. That's new vocabulary as well. And the last one, oh yes, eastwise, northwise, westwise. This is also in the same category. And then the last one is not movement. The last one is for word construction or relating to something in particular. What is the meaning of relating? That has a relation. If you're talking about lengthwise, you're talking about something that has a relation to the length of something. What is length? Who remembers this word? Okay, we have terms with length, right? Let's go.
It's something long. Yeah,
You have an idea. Continue, continue.
mm, I think of that and something long.
Something long. The issue is that long is an adjective, a description, and length is a noun. So here we have two very different words describing very different things. The length of something is the duration of something. Either duration or length. Or
Okay.
distance. You can talk about like the size from one side to another. You have depth, height, and length as well.
Yes.
Length and width.
Okay.
This is a very good example. Very, very good picture. Thinking about this, we can consider the example lengthwise. The refrigerator will not fit the door lengthwise. The refrigerator will fit the door height-wise, but lengthwise it will be impossible. Are you thinking in the Spanish translation? Good, because it doesn't exist. Don't try. Don't even try. The word doesn't exist in Spanish. All these words, actually, none of them exist in Spanish. What do you think? Easy or difficult? Is English becoming a problem? What do you think, girls? Leave me alone.
It's okay for now.
It's okay for now. At least for comprehension, it's okay, right?
Yes. Don't ask.
Meanwhile, we see the picture.
Yes, yes, I get it. When we have the word, perfect. But if not, uh-oh, that becomes an issue. This is a great example. Make a picture in your mind about this. Cut the banana in half lengthwise. You see, if you cut a banana lengthwise, you're going to split it in two on the long side. If you cut a banana widthwise, is for the shorter distance. Widthwise, lengthwise. Lengthwise, widthwise. Direction. That's pretty much it. That's a word. And the otherwise, that is not related to movement, but it's an adverb as well. Likewise, I have heard, Elsie, you know this word very well. You say it very often. The word likewise is similar to me too, or you too, you too. If I wish you a very good night, you're gonna say?
Likewise.
Exactly, easy as that. If I wish you luck, you're gonna say? Likewise.
Likewise also.
Exactly. He voted for the change and he expected his colleagues to do likewise, to do the same thing, to do it too. So adverbs are not, well, yes, these adverbs are describing the verb. Oh, let's take a note about that. These adverbs are describing the verb, but they are not talking about manner. They are answering the question. What question are they answering?
Where?
Where? Mhm. That's it. New vocabulary. If you want to know more about them, you need to consider verbs. And what verbs are used in this case? Any verb that represent movement can use any of these words. Here you have some examples. As beginner, we say prepositions. We use prepositions to talk about direction. Let's read these three examples, okay? Help me, Mitch, with these two examples.
I would love to see Paris.
No, again,
I've
the
never,
examples. The beginner section.
sorry. We use prepositions to talk about direction. Direction. To run out of the house, walk past the bank and keep going to the end of the street.
Yes. In order to imply movement and location, we use the word out of, we use the word past, we use the word to, and we use the word of. These are words that represent movement and direction. But when we talk about location, we can also use other words. For example, the word there, upstairs, and upstairs. Let's talk about this. Help me with the next section, Mitch.
Level upper intermediate. We use adverbs and adverb phrases for both location and direction. I would love to see Paris. I've never been there. Place. We're going to Paris. We fly there tomorrow. Direction. The bedroom is upstairs. Place. He ran upstairs to the bedroom. Direction.
What's the difference between place and direction in these examples, girls? Observations. What's the difference between place?
Place, I see something specific, like Paris, or the second floor of the building.
Okay.
And I see that in place.
Specific. But what if you say we fly there?
There, Paris. Oh,
Like when Paris is implicit
mhm.
and I fly there.
To avoid
Also
repeat to avoid repeat Paris.
can be, but that's not the one because we are not talking about pronouns. A pronoun, the main objective is to substitute. In this case, we are not replacing. We're talking about more like the where of the verb. I'm gonna give you the difference. The difference between place and direction is the usage of the verb. If you observe, when there's a place, we have the verb be because we're talking about location. Where is my cell phone? My cell phone is on the table. You see, is the description, the location of it using the verb be. But with the others, with direction, we don't have the verb be. We have an action verb. Fly and ran. So the observation here is as follows. Observe how when we talk about place, we use the verb be. When we talk about direction, we use any verb of movement, not the verb be. Does it make sense?
Yes.
That is it. Actually, we can consider, in this case, for example, the word there. Well, no, it's an adverb. I don't know if it's an adjective. Let me check. There exists as an adverb. No, it's never an adjective. No, forget it. That's it. Verbs of movement. Go, walk, run, jump, fly. I have one more. The word move. Move. Drive. We have drive. No, we don't have drive. Earn. In a massive, etc. Examples. We're going to do one with any of the verbs that you have in front of you. Okay, let's try to use the difficult one so we can get adapted to these new words. So go, Mitch, give me an example with a verb, for example, with the word throw.
Mm, I throw the ball across the park.
Oh, you used across as a connector because you're connecting the park.
Sorry, as I throw.
Find like a context. Find first a situation in which you have a ball. Where are you? Give me first context, so you don't need to connect anything after across.
The ball is across the park.
The ball is across the park. Again, you connected.
Oh.
First, tell me, where are you? What are you doing? Like, like create a story.
I guess I don't understand.
Tell me a story. What are you doing with the ball? You are, where are you?
I'm in the park.
You're
I'm
in the
throwing
park.
the ball.
You're throwing the ball. Okay. Accidentally, you hit a tree with the ball. Where does the ball go?
Across.
Across, period. That's it. When the ball goes across, it means that it was a tree, for example. Because I mentioned the tree, I know that the ball is passing it across the tree. You know?
Okay.
So it's not necessary to use the word tree because you are only referring to the direction where the ball went. This example was a little bit tricky. Let's talk about, I'm imagining a window. Let's talk about a window in a moment, okay? Think about it while Jessie passes attendance. Hello, Jess, good night.
Okay.
Hello, good night. Yes. So I will take attendance. It's Fidelsi.
Hello.
Good
Here.
night.
Good night.
Thank you. And Mish. Hi, Mish. Good night.
Hello, yes, good night.
Thank you to be here, dear, and have a good night. See you
You too,
tomorrow.
girl. Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow.
Yes,
Thank you.
una cosita rápida. ¿Le puedes decir, mandar un mensaje a Carla que al parecer tenía problemas con el internet?
Ujú.
Decirle ahorita que le enviamos la clase, porque sí,
Sí.
no entendió nada por su conexión.
De acuerdo. Yo soy Mish.
Thank you, girl. Thank you very much.
Gracias. Que esté muy bien.
You too. So, let's talk about a window. Okay. So there was an accident at my neighbor's house. The kids were playing. The kids were playing on the street, and okay, the kids were playing in this on the street, and they threw the ball really hard. The ball went in direction to my neighbor's window. In direction to my neighbor's window. Where did the ball go?
Across the window.
Eliminate the window.
Across only?
Across. Comma.
It sounds weird.
Yes, the ball went across and hit the window. I repeat, the ball went across
Went across.
and hit the window.
Then we use the verb go. Went.
You can also use the word throw. The kids threw the ball across and hit the window.
I don't see the difference in the example of throw the ball across the park and the ball threw across the window and hit the window. I don't see the difference.
You're thinking in Spanish. Look at the words. The ball went across. Or no, the kids threw the ball across a space and hit the window. The word across is only giving direction. It's not saying across the
Right.
window. It's not saying
Okay.
across, you know?
The ball across and hit to the window. That's
The ball went across.
sorry, went across
Ajá.
and hit the window.
Yes.
Separated.
Position. Ajá, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
It's not
Okay.
across the window.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher.
That's the key.
Yes.
That's the key. That's precisely the interesting thing about this. There is a cross yellow and a cross purple. A cross yellow is a connector. Across the window, this is a connector. But if the ball went across, this is direction, no connection. Thinking in Spanish, this is invisible. Because we are only making an adaptation to Spanish.
Yes, I see. Okay.
Difficult. I'm thinking in English, thinking in English. Always thinking in English. Don't worry, we are going to practice this. Let's continue practice this tomorrow in some examples. Okay?
Okay.
Contrasting prepositions versus adverbs. You're doing well. I'll see you then tomorrow, girls. Have a nice night.
See you. Good night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.